Welcome to episode 2 of Distorted Dimensions. I'm your host with the most, your peanut butter to your jelly, Zac the Maniac, sitting next to Krum.
Hi.
Do you have a good intro for yourself?
I'm Krum, and I just want to house your 1,000 corpses.
Welcome, you guys, to episode 2. I hope you enjoyed our first episode. That was super fun.
Yeah, it was.
Talking about what we do, who we are, what Terror 29 is, that you're my ho.
Yep.
H-O-O.
Haunt Operating Officer.
Yes, you remembered. I joked about how in episode 1 that you were, I think, very happy that I jumped in to explain what it stood for.
Still am.
Haunt Operating Officer. So afterwards, after that episode, we're like, they're not going to know what the hell that even means. What is a Haunt Operating Officer? And we explained a lot about what Terror 29 is, but not necessarily what our individual roles are. And we did talk about how we just clicked. Our chemistry was awesome. But we really also just kind of naturally fell into our roles, how we can easily, to describe it, you're the builder designer, I do most of the administrative work. We kind of flip-flop a little bit of all of it, but explain to the listeners, to the viewers, what your roles are as Haunt Operating Officer.
And I was thinking about this exactly, because one, besides designer and builder, and something just came across my head right now. We can roll back to that maybe. But also with actors, help with the actors, makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So not day to day, but day to day.
Yeah.
It's construction terms would be, I'd be the on-site supervisor for the building. And
well, a good explanation of that is yes, and not only just during October when it's our main season, when we're open from 7 to 11, you're managing that whole aspect in the heat of the moment, but then throughout the entire year, and people probably don't always understand or realize that there's story development, there's character development, there's a lot of that stuff.
There's a lot of writing. That's a lot of writing. Yeah. And we're still fleshing out, to use the horror term.
Pun intended.
Yeah, very much so. Fleshing out a lot of our stories, our universe, and the fact that we're planning so far ahead, not just in building, but in our storytelling.
Right.
And since we're Disney nerds,
yep.
Universal theme parks, all that.
They're all driven by story.
Driven by story. That is so important to us.
Mm-hmm.
We look at these big-time haunts, what we want to achieve to be, but even those big-time haunts, I sit there and go, ooh, you know what you could do there that would make that so much cooler.
Right.
And that's the stuff that we drive here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of thinking, a lot of thought process, and then moving that from the mind, which we both have issues with.
Yeah, totally. I can see it in my head. Exactly. I just can't.
I can see it. I can hear it. I can taste it. But then getting that onto paper. So to be honest, it's been a really good exercise for me. And with my ADHD and everything else and all the other alphabets I have, that to apply that and use that as a skill and turn it into a skill. And I'm seeing the benefit of that now. Mm-hmm. Now, especially so that the title has come into play. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So having all those fun little things come in together, what it essentially is, we're Renaissance men. We have to know all of it in order to do the little bit that people actually see.
Yeah, that's really entrepreneurship too, getting punched in the face nonstop.
Yeah.
But really it's learning different aspects. And I can't remember if it was on episode 1, because also a fun little tidbit, this is the second episode.
Oh, you're admitting it now?
Yeah, we can. I mean, I try to be transparent about it as much as I can. We recorded episode 2 and the videos did not record, so we're redoing episode 2. So I don't remember if I talked about this in episode 2, the one that's fake, that didn't exist, or that's not getting published.
Should we tell them how Recording button's very important.
Yeah, you just got to hit the recording button.
Not stop the recording.
Yeah. So I had it recording for like a minute and a half. I was getting my sweatshirt on and then getting everything all set up, and I go over to the phone. This is now after the fact, I'm realizing, and I clicked on it to click record, but I was just stopping what I had already started.
Yep.
So I had a good like minute and 12 before we even started the podcast.
So I'm hearing you stop greatness at its peak.
And that was really good. We had a funny little bit. We goofed up
Yep.
the intro. So it's fine. It's okay.
Now we got the third one, the third set or second
See, that's
one.
why
in.
we could do this almost weekly. 'Cause
Yeah, we
we're
could.
We're pulling this off. Yeah, it really this all started with another backstory. Is the Argus leader was interviewing you, and you didn't really
Yes.
know what to call yourself. And
No, there was a little more to that, though. There was a little more to that in the sense that she just thought I was an actor.
yeah, well, that's true. Well, you didn't even get that in the article. It was just Aaron
Yeah.
Krumholtz. Like you didn't get any cred.
Yeah, and not that I'm a fame whore or anything like that, or but I do have my ego, and I am an actor. So I have to at least have something.
Right.
I don't need the Oscar of Hans, but at the same time,
Because you're clearly much more than just an actor. And even to some of our fans, this is probably really exciting or cool for them to learn some of the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because they might only just know you as an actor, might not know all the
the only super duper diehards or the people in the know.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool to also unveil, open up the curtain.
Because you're the more the face,
right.
and which is fine.
Just kind of, that's kind of how it. Not necessarily like I like it, but it's just the necessary evil.
But you're also the one that has the editing equipment that can, and you know
Right.
what your vision is, where you want it to go. Because in the end, I'm under you in the scale of things.
Right.
So I can throw out ideas, and you run with it, and you have, and there's other ones
Yeah.
you've denied, and and then
And vice versa too.
Right.
Yeah. That's
and then when I feel something strongly, I let you know.
right.
And in the end, as how many times did you say you hate it when I'm right?
Yeah. And how many times do you say though, well, you're the boss? So
It comes both ways.
yeah.
But I kind of forgot where I was going there. But in the long run, the fact with that interview, it not upset me, but it bothered me.
Right. And it really opened up my eyes to that I knew that you were more than just an actor.
Right.
Obviously, we wouldn't be where we are without you for sure. So that's, behind the scenes, I know how involved you are. But I was like, right. And I've not necessarily been a huge titles guy, or that's not a thing I really think about. But I was like, yeah, what do we call you? And I had always joked with me, I think I just took it from some other person that used this title, but as Chief Haunt Officer, the CHO instead of CEO, I just thought that was fun. Chief Haunt Officer.
And it's a fun title.
Yeah, so I've just stuck with that since day one for whatever reason, but I've never really published it, or it's not even on my LinkedIn. I don't think if my LinkedIn's even active. So we didn't have something for you, and what are you? What you're more than an actor, but you don't really you can't just, you don't do a whole list. Actor, comma, makeup, comma, builder, comma.
Well, on the other side to it, and it wasn't so much about the title, but at the same time, I wanted something in the sense that when we do a reporter, or even in the haunt itself with the actors, because when the haunt's open, you're doing 6,000 million things that don't relate
Yeah.
to what's going on with the actors.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny how they'll come to me, but I don't know the answers.
Right.
Because I'm also, sometimes, like
You're
you
not
said,
focused on it.
I'm doing
You're focused on the other
and I
things.
was like, I'm the last person to ask right now.
Right, because you're worried about something that's going on up front. You're worried about something not working. You're taking care of that. Now this is where we would switch pots, because now I'm an actor.
Yeah. So now,
So
yeah.
I don't have that aspect, but doing the makeup and stuff.
Yeah, so that is an interesting point where we do kind of shift that, where you focus on actor management and haunt operations in that regard, making sure
Right.
that's running, and then I'm making sure the bigger picture of that is running. That tickets are doing okay, or that do we have to? Because we're one of the only few that does time ticketing still, which makes our wait time way less than anywhere else in the area.
Which I still think is amazing. I really do.
We cap it off. It kind of makes it a little bit exclusive because we do post that we'll be sold out. We don't stay open much later past 11. We're in a neighborhood, so we try to be respectful of the residents.
And also we have high school kids.
Yeah, and we want everybody to get home, so we don't pull the. Sometimes 11:30, right? But very
I think that's
rarely.
the latest we ever did.
Yeah,
maybe 11:45.
Well, we learned in 2019. You weren't here for this, but yeah, we just sold tickets. We never stopped, and we were there till like 1:30, 2 a.m. in the morning, and we're like, that's not going to work. COVID obviously was the blessing in disguise. That's what made us do this time ticketing, which has just been awesome even after the pandemic. And
then we'll take that one step further because we pride ourselves on trying to get when we have a busy night. This is what I love about us. If we have a slow night and you come to us, we are going to take our time and have fun with you. Now, a busy night, we're not going to have that luxury.
Mm-hmm.
But when we have 45-minute to 55-minute wait times in general admission,
right,
I'm proud of that.
Yeah,
and we're just not pumping people through and doing a conga line either.
Yeah, that's the other thing is so you're still getting a good experience. I wouldn't even say it's washed down. When you come on a Thursday and there's hardly anyone, especially opening in the season, we can dick around with you. You can be in the haunt for 20 minutes, right?
20 or 30. We had people in there for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and they were enjoying it. They were loving it.
Right.
It's based on your experience. So if you want to come in and have a great experience, that's where that is. But if you're scared shitless, let's be honest.
But yeah, even when we're sold out and we're going balls to the walls, we're still waiting between groups. We're still giving them the experience. We start off without giving too many teasers or too many leaks, or what am I trying to even think of? Without giving too much away, we start off the haunt with kind of, you do this good spiel that lasts a good minute and a half, 2 minutes. That never stops. That goes on whether we're slow or busy.
Repeatedly.
You're right, but if we're slow, you do more.
Yeah,
but
I'll cut 3 to 5.
yeah, right. So, but yeah, that's what we're really. It's important that everyone still gets. You don't have a line that's going to be a 2.5 hour wait where you do pump people through, and that's definitely the two complaints are either that the haunted house is too short or the wait in line was too long. So if we can tackle those two things, I figured we would be doing okay. And yeah, I'm constantly seeing on Reddit or on Facebook during season people commenting about Terror 29 that there's not long of a wait. They have time ticketing. So that
we're not going to hit everybody with 100% 5 stars.
Oh yeah, totally.
Every time,
right.
Because everybody's expectation, again, that comes back to what we talked about.
And it's just
in the first
also
episode.
not realistic. Too.
Yeah. Because people's expectations are going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect example. Another great haunt down the street from us, Twisted Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one review flat out said, this was amazing. I loved everything about it. And then they came here and gave us a 4-star, which I gladly accept.
Yeah, totally.
And he had, I wish he went further detail, but knowing their haunt compared to ours, they're more technical with animatronics, and they have that spinning room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they have more on the elevator. So they have more of like a ride system compared to us. Where
that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
And so with that in mind, I'm wondering if that's what he was thinking. It wasn't as scary or wasn't as fun for him compared to that.
Right.
But I wish I could have talked to him more on that, just to understand what are you looking at.
Right.
I love Google reviews, but they don't explain everything,
Like I don't love it, but I'm also okay with a 1-star, 2-star, as long as there's constructive criticism. If you're right, if you say that, then I'm totally on board, but I don't. If you go on just to leave.
And even that one gentleman, this is a couple of years now. I think when we first opened up here, no, yeah, it was here. Complained about an hour-long wait.
Yeah, well, we do get some. It's at least people are intelligent enough when they're looking at haunts or looking at businesses and they see the reviews. You can kind of weed it out and make sense. But yeah, my reply that was on Halloween night that he was worried about that wait time, and I'm just like. You're going to try going anywhere else, any haunted house across the country to try to get a wait time, especially on Halloween night.
And that was like on a weekend night too.
Yeah, yep.
It was like a Friday, Saturday, whatever it was.
Yeah, like if you're gonna come on our busiest night, it is gonna be an hour wait.
Yeah, and that night we were still, because it was the first year we were here in Brandon, because we were still figuring out everything.
Yeah, and how to pump people through and the timings, because that was also having two buildings. We just transitioned from a haunt in one building to now we have a haunt in two buildings.
Right.
And that was actually, for me, really terrifying.
Yeah.
Because it was so easy to have control over the one building, what's going on. But now when we're over in that other building, we don't see any action that's going on over here. I mean, we kind of, are able to kind of go back and
we
forth.
have our ears, but
yeah.
It's at the same time we don't
luckily
have eyes.
Star
Yes.
is kind of the
manager of the
actors over here. Yep, and making sure that they're all in line and doing what they're supposed to do. So shout out to Star, who I think listens. The cool thing, ramble tangent, that a lot of the people that we shouted out in episode 1, your dad probably hasn't listened to the podcast.
No,
yet,
he doesn't even know how to operate
I was going to
it.
say he might not even know how to access podcast. But it was super cool. The people that we shouted out have either texted me or told me in person, thanks for the shout out. And I was like, holy cow, like Lori texted me, thanks for the shout out, my brother.
Oh, really?
And we didn't do it for that.
No.
It was just that,
But these are the people that helped us.
Yeah, we give credit where credit's due. So it's so cool that they were listening. Cause,
right.
So
I still think it's funny what my sister told me today.
Yeah, that you didn't tell her?
Yeah, I didn't tell her I was doing a podcast. She goes, I saw you on the YouTubes, and when did you do a podcast? I had to watch.
So thank you, friends.
Yes, Claire. Thank you.
And friends and family, for sure. Thank you for supporting and watching or listening. And if you've never heard of us or seen of us and you're just stumbling upon this, welcome. We're a year-round horror destination in Brandon, South Dakota. Yeah. Should we talk about some movies?
No, we can't.
Some upcoming movies coming out in April.
Yeah.
Or there's a series that just came out last week that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I do. And I'd like to, next time we do this, have a few more episodes in on that one. I'd like to do a little bit more about the actual
deep dive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's based on a true story.
Okay.
So I think that'd be fun.
Well, I can't actually even remember what you said it was.
It's the Happy Face.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's based on the Happy Face killer.
You're like, I want to talk about this. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. They dropped the first episode on March 24th, or no.
20th.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Getting confused. Today's the 24th. So, they dropped on March 20th, doing a weekly on Paramount, and I think that'd be real fun to explore the real aspect, not getting too true crimey, but at the same time, because it's the best way to describe it. It's based on a serial killer father and daughter, and he's in prison and been caught already.
Okay.
So it's the relationship of what he did. Yeah. So
interesting.
Yeah.
And what is this streaming on?
Paramount.
Okay. Heck yeah.
So.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll probably keep talking about it then. Some other horror films that are generating some buzz to be released next month. We're going to talk about Sinners, Screamboat, and Until Dawn.
Yep.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
Did I do it right? So Sinners drops April 18th, featuring Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, and Jack O'Connell. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. That's about as vague of a description, and the trailer didn't unlock any more clues to some of these secrets. It's directed by Ryan Coogler, who's done both Black Panther and Wakanda Forever. But the title, Sinisters, has kind of unlimited possibilities of what it would be. Blood-soaking revenge, mind-bending psychological trip, something way out of left field. I think that not knowing kind of what the movie's even supposed to be or be about is what kind of has me.
Michael B. Jordan is literally playing two characters.
Yeah, right.
He's playing
both twins.
Yeah. And the last time I saw a good movie, and I cannot remember the movie because I'm just thinking about the top of my head, had Tom Hardy in it as two brothers in the Mafia, I think it is, over in England.
Okay.
Yeah, and one was down to earth, and the other one was off the wall, like ready to kill anyone.
Sure.
But the twins listened to each other type thing. And it was a good movie. I just
Gosh,
wish
I just saw in Sonic 3, it was crazy that Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik, but they got an older version that looks identical to Jim Carrey. He didn't play both characters. There's two different people in that
That's
scene.
his actual dad.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's his actual dad.
That's so funny. Yeah, I didn't know.
And they didn't have to do any makeup.
I was trying to make a joke that I thought it was Jim Carrey twice.
It actually is.
Oh. So, nice. I totally fell for that. Fucker. All right, moving along. Screamboat drops April 2nd. If you love campy horror, Screamboat is about to sail right up your alley. Think Steamboat Willie, right? The whistling mouse, cheerful mouse from 1928 has finally gone into public domain.
The original.
Yeah, yep. The one with
There's
gloves or without gloves.
There's a very fine line with that. So,
But the mouse that kicked off the entire legacy for us Disney nerds is open domain. So there was a horror movie, Mousetrap, was like November of last year. Nothing like crazy or mind-blowing, but it was a fun ride just to watch.
no, which one was that?
I watched it on Prime, so I don't even... I kind of had it on in the background. I wasn't...
Is that the one where the kid... Okay.
They're like in a arcade or like...
so
yeah.
I haven't watched that one.
It's
but
actually not bad. It was kind of
It looked
fun.
actually kind of fun, so...
This one, though, I think I'm more excited about because you know who's steering this steamboat ship?
Oh, please tell us.
David Howard Thornton.
Oh,
the one that stole our hearts as Art the Clown in Terrifier. He's going to be in this, but instead of having clown shoes, he's going to have some mouse ears. So we'll see.
Oh, so he is playing
He is the mouse, yeah.
I still love him as in Stream. You still got to see that one. He's killer number 3.
Okay. I know.
And he never takes off his mask either. So
nice.
But you definitely can tell it's him.
But yeah, he plays a murderous rodent wrecking havoc in New York City. It's directed by Stephen Lamorte. I looked him up. I haven't seen any of his other movies. The Witching Hour, maybe from like 2018, was one that kind of rang a bell, but I haven't seen any of his recent stuff. So he's definitely a producer as well. Has some movies there, but. Now let's talk about Until Dawn, the other movie coming out.
Yeah, the beautiful... I hope it's beautiful. I really do. But there was a beautiful game on PlayStation called Until Dawn. Yeah, it's a kind of a choose-your-own adventure.
You said I would freaking love.
You would love playing it.
Yeah.
You would really love playing it. Just because of the choices you make. And essentially... What's the best way? Because I don't want to... I got a script here to go off of, but I'm just... Because what it is it's a time-traveling murder movie, essentially. But they have to figure it out before... Or they got to survive until dawn.
Okay.
And time resets, essentially, when somebody gets killed. So they got to try to fix it.
Makes sense.
But now this is where I need this. Peter Stormare was the narrator in the original game.
Oh, yeah, and you said that he's in this movie?
He's in the movie.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And I love Stormare. He's a Swedish-American actor who plays the bad guy in so many movies.
You'll get that nostalgia.
Yes, because he has a unique voice. Constantine, he was the devil.
Oh, wow.
And he's just such a good actor. He really is. He puts it right up to the top without going over.
Sure.
And I just love him as an actor. I think he's an amazing actor. Let's see. So David F. Sandberg is the director in this film. He did Annabelle Creation.
Okay, I'm like, why do I recognize that name? Yeah.
Yep. They're going to release that on April 25th of this year.
Nice.
And I can't give you anything more than what I did.
Yeah.
Even better.
The trailer looks really cool. I definitely...
I will give you this. Go ahead. Finish what you're
saying.
Well,
just that I'm really stoked after watching the trailer. Sinners, not so much. Screamboat, I'm really excited for. But Until Dawn, for whatever reason, that maybe it's the time travel or whatever, that something caught my attention. I'm like, I really want to see this.
So the video game came out on the PlayStation on August 25th, 2015. Almost 10 years. We're 4 months short.
Oh, geez. They missed an opportunity.
Yes, they did. Because they're releasing it on the 25th of April.
That's so funny. Missed opportunity.
It is a missed opportunity, but you got to realize August is that end of summer movies.
It was kind of like how the new animated Mario movie should have been released on March 10th for Mario Day. That was a missed opportunity. But with friggin' how release dates and studios and theaters and how that whole industry frickin' works, that I'm not even going to pretend that I know about.
Exactly. There's a lot of cool movies that are coming up, but you know what's cooler than movies?
What's that?
April 25th and 26th. Do you know
Yeah,
what's
we
going
have
on?
some other stuff going on in
Yeah,
April
we
that's not just
do.
movies. We have a halfway to Halloween
Yes,
event.
we do. I get to suit up again and scare the
Yeah.
bejesus out of people.
It's when not only are we itching for Halloween, right? We're at that halfway mark, but everyone that loves Halloween, haunted houses, horror, that is obsessed like us, is also itching for something. So we always do a halfway to Halloween. This year we moved it to April. It'll be April 25th, 26th.
But why did we move it to April?
So there's also something really interesting going on.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, tell me.
If you're interested, there is a horror con going on by Screams from the Basement podcast. And,
I know them.
and Comics by Night, a horror comic book. Super cool guy. I got to meet him.
Shout out to Casey and Sam over at Screams in the Basement, you know.
And of course, I can't remember the guy from.
I don't know him, so
Comics
I've
by
never
Night.
met him. So
I met him once. I'm gonna say Jared, and I think that's wrong. So
forgive him.
yeah, please forgive me.
If not, you give me the permission, he'll get the lashes later.
But they've been telling me about wanting to do a con for a long, long time, and they reached out that this is when they were going to do it. So we're like, yeah, we'll totally open up the haunted house for
You
that.
mean Sioux Falls is going to have their own horror-based con?
At least in my era, I don't know if it's ever happened in Sioux Falls.
Nice.
So I'm really pumped.
I know we got the Comic-Cons and all,
But
the
it's
toy
strictly-
cons and stuff like that.
Yeah, strictly all horror related. There's about a dozen vendors. There'll be different cosplayers. The South Dakota Ghostbusters will be there. Terror 29 will also be there.
Wait a second. If we're going to be there, should we bring some monsters along?
I think we'll have a few monsters there that'll be mingling. You can take your photos with them.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So that's actually at the Social, which used to be, I think, called the Pocket over by Osted's Golf on East 10th. Over
Yeah,
in
just
that-
behind
everything.
Yep.
And that'll be from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then we open that's on Saturday. We open up our haunted house then at 8 o'clock. From 8 to 11, so you can go and make it really an all-day horror fest or the whole weekend, because I think either Friday or Saturday they're going to have a horror movie at the State Theater.
Yeah, and Screams from the Basement puts that on.
Mm-hmm, yep.
So
So there'll be lots of horror opportunities of events to do that weekend, April 25th, 26th, and yeah, the haunted house will be open both that Friday and Saturday. So we can kind of kick off the con as well. You can come to the haunted house either Friday night, Saturday night, go to the con, browse spooky cool products.
Yep, that sounds like fun. I know it's going to be fun because I'm going there because of
this,
us.
right, yeah.
But I told a couple of my coworkers and friends about it that like horror, and they're like, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to make sure I come to that. So
Heck yeah.
they're excited to do that. I'm trying to get them to the haunt. We'll see what happens.
Sure.
Now, I know he doesn't watch this. You want to hear something funny?
Okay.
So,
Of course.
as an employee, you give us tickets.
Uh-huh.
So I got my tickets and I took 3 of them. And there is a gentleman at my work who is absolutely petrified of haunted houses. The manager of where I work in his department is going to secretly bring him during halfway, and he wants to film it because he just wants to film him just get scared shitless.
Wasn't this supposed to happen
This
last
was
year?
supposed to
Okay.
happen, but due to time constraints,
Yeah, so they're
and
doing it for halfway.
They are doing it for halfway.
Wow. Okay.
And so
that's
that's
gonna be
gonna
awesome.
happen.
They're just gonna stumble upon. He has no idea what he's.
Yeah,
getting
no, they're going
into.
for a beer run.
Okay. And he might not make it out alive.
Yeah, they're going for a beer run, and they're like, "Hey, Crumb's over here. Let's go talk to him."
That's so awesome.
That's how they're going to start this.
That would be so cool.
Yep.
If
So
he-
whether he gets in or not, that's a whole different story.
Sure.
But
or
the
if he
fact-
bails after building one, we have a lot of
Yes.
people that'll bail after building one.
Oh, how many people bail out of my room? And
Yeah.
I'm not even the scary one.
I'd have to look in my notes, but what we had 30 chickens last October.
Yep.
Maybe like 14 or 15 Cody Yellows.
Yep.
We're gonna get a live ticker
of
this
those,
year.
I had like 10 or 12 out of
Just
my
for the
room.
straight, yeah. When they see that room,
And I'm the
it's-
very first room.
yeah.
So
And it's your room is scary, but your act is more fun. You mess around with them, so it's not like it's not necessarily.
it's not me.
Yeah.
But the events that happen.
Well, no, it's just and it's not that you're not scary. I didn't mean it that way, but just that's like the easiest room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people
It
can't-
really is.
Yeah, and people can't even get. So that's also a good sign. If you can't make it through that room, you probably won't make it through anything else. So
No, that's fun. I'm excited for April 25th and 26th. For a couple reasons. One, halfway is always fun because it gets us back in the mood again. For us, in the building sense.
yeah, that's
Plus, also, our actors, they love it because they get to scare again.
right. Yeah,
It's like just enough break.
because
you
in
know?
October you're so pumped, you psych yourself up for season happens, you blink and it's over.
Literally over.
And we'll have a handful of new actors usually every couple years. So then you're just kind of starting to get to know each other. You're becoming really a family because we do pride ourselves on being a haunt family. And then all of a sudden, November 1st hits and we're done.
Yeah, and then everybody's just like that low. I mean, we have our cast party and stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, now it's over.
Yeah,
Now what?
now
Now what do
what?
we do with our lives? So this gives us a little taste.
Exactly. And it's just enough of a taste. It's not too much. It's not too little.
Yeah, it's
But-
only 3 hours. We're not open a normal shift, and instead of 7, we open up at 8
8.
just because it's so light out.
Right.
We discovered that,
And we
last
push
year.
back, too. So even pushing us back instead of May,
Yeah,
we're in April, but that light is just cresting
Yeah,
right
8
there.
o'clock will be
you know,
perfect.
Yeah, it will. And we have the lights on, and when it's light out, it just doesn't have that
gives
feel.
you that vibe. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of creepy, eerie. That's
Yeah.
why when we have in October, when we've got some gray skies and some kind of misty weather, it's just
And that-
perfect.
And if it's cooler.
Yeah,
And then you have that wetness in the air.
it
And
just
yeah, it's
adds
just
to
beautiful.
the whole atmosphere for sure. So definitely keep an eye out. April 25th, 26th, terror29.com are tickets for the haunted house. If you're interested in that con, go to Facebook, search Screams from the Basement podcast.
Screams by night.
Yeah, Screams by Night is the con. I don't think they have a website set up, so I think it's all off Facebook. I know Eventbrite is how you get the tickets. It's $20 for our haunted house, $10 for their con. We have a promo. When this episode drops, that promo may or may not still be valid. There was like 10 tickets or 8 tickets left. We've sold a couple more. There's still some as of right now, but you can get a combo ticket. So for $20, you can go to the haunted house and the con. You essentially get the con ticket for free.
So for $20, you can spend all day with me.
Yeah, basically.
Just saying.
That's a bargain.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
I've done less for
You-
more.
I was gonna say those are rookie numbers. You gotta bump that up. I also wanted to talk about Whatnot a little bit because that's been something.
Is that selling up?
Yeah, so it's this whole trend. It's actually been around for a long time and started in China, but it's kind of making its way into America. But it's this whole concept of live social shopping where it's like QVC for social media.
With instant gratification. All right.
Yeah. So it's called Whatnot. So it's also very similar. You see people going live on TikTok and they are talking about a product. You can buy it right in TikTok. It's live social shopping. I think it's going to be a huge thing in the next year or two.
Well, China's really taken off with that whole social shopping.
Yeah, I mean,
aspect.
it's like I think it's like 80% e-commerce in China is from a live social shopping aspect.
Oh, wow.
Where in America it's only like 5%. It's creeping more, might be up to 10 now because it's definitely it's becoming a buzzword this year for sure.
Right.
This live social shopping, but we are on Whatnot Terror 29. And it's just been super cool. It's an opportunity for us to give some discounts if some products come in that are damaged, where it's just the packaging and the figures are fine. It's a cool place. I don't have to. Vendors, if you happen to be listening to this, I don't doubt they are, but I don't have to deal with calling you and telling you that this arrived damaged, to do a return or any of that. I can still sell it on Whatnot, so it benefits you and me.
It
And
benefits them because you keep buying more product.
well, that's true. I just buy a lot more product. Yeah, but don't purposely send me broken stuff. Yeah, so definitely we're doing streams Thursdays at 7 p.m. on Whatnot with horror products, merchandise. We've got discounts, new products that come in. It's an opportunity for slow-moving products here in store to push, because it's really cool where we can be open in Brandon, South Dakota on a Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m., but I can go live on Whatnot, and now random Joe Schmo from Ohio pops into the stream. Kevin from Minnesota, so I can get anyone from around the country. And this past stream, we had 173 in the stream, which was really
wow.
cool. Yeah, not all at once, but over the course of
Yeah,
the hour.
but still.
But you'll
But that's
see.
over 60 minutes.
Yeah,
That's not bad at all.
that was super cool to see that. That was our biggest or best stream for
No,
sure.
you know
This
what's-
past one.
You know it's going to be funny.
What's that?
We talk about this now in episode 2, part 2.
2.5.
2.2.2. We talk about 164 in 60 minutes, and then if everything takes off, we're trying to do. We come back to this, and we had 3,000 people in last week.
Oh yeah, right. Like we'll play this clip, and yeah, that's funny. Now we're time stamped. We've got to date it. But yeah, so it's a cool thing. Definitely check it out. In the show notes, I will put a referral link. If you sign up to Whatnot via our link, you get a free $15 to spend with us.
Oh, nice.
At our store. So it's, the game. I think I get a $5 credit or something, but it's an affiliate link. You click it, we get something, you get something. But yeah, Whatnot gives you $15 to spend strictly at Terra 29. So if you're interested, if you like the products you see in our store and you want to get a cool discount or something unique that pops up, that's a cool way to do it. Get $15 free.
Nice.
Little plug there.
Nice.
And it's definitely the future. If you love trading cards, Pokemon, or Funko Pops,
I know a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah, wrestlers are
professional
huge on
wrestlers.
Whatnot.
Because they have their ring gear, they have their own stuff that they collect, and they sign it,
Yeah.
and they get a decent price. People go buy for
Right.
that on there, and
It just feels kind of like the Wild Wild West right now. It's nobody freaking knows about Whatnot. You ask anybody, most don't know or haven't heard of it. Live social shopping, once you explain it, it makes sense, but it's still so new, so it definitely feels like the early days, so it's really fun to jump in right now and be a part of it. But yeah, Thursday, 7 p.m., I'm probably going to start streaming maybe 2 or 3 times a week, because why not? I figured, like I was explaining, you get all these people, and even if it's only 15 people in the stream at a given time, I connected the dots, and I'm like, if we had 15 people in our store at one moment, we'd be like, holy fuck, we're packed in here. In October we do, but a random Saturday throughout the year. So I'm like, well, we can do that online, and I can do that anytime.
Well, what's even better than that is the fact that we do have a store.
Yeah, a physical store.
Physical retail store.
That's open year
and then,
round.
I decided I'm going to do a takeover.
Okay.
I'm going to have the monsters come in this.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
I think on March 29th, I'm just going to bring some monsters.
Nice.
Because I am the HOO, and I've decided to bring monsters in.
He's my hoe, and I can't say no.
Oh my God.
I gotta get that as a, instead of trap door, that's your new one. That's so funny. We'll have to tell the trap door story in another episode. I almost got tongue twisted on that one. Trap.do.
Yes, but I made
this Saturday.
Yeah, I made an executive decision on the 29th of March.
Nice.
That we're bringing in monsters. So if you want to do a meet and greet with some of the monsters, take pictures, get some autographs, go shopping at our store.
Free event? Does it cost to come take photos?
I thought about it, but you know what? No. This time we're going to have a good time for free. All you have to do is show up. And check out our store. Maybe give us a nice little Google review, maybe.
Are you thinking of doing that like 2 to 5 maybe or something?
I'll check my schedule. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Yeah, let's just go with 2 to 5.
2 to 5. Okay, sounds good. March 29th, 2 to 5. Yeah. Meet a monster at Terra 29's mystery shop of horrors and curiosities.
Well, you just have to see who shows up,
too. Get
too.
Snacks now, right? Like donuts or something.
We're gone bougie now, so we need Quick Trip or Quick Star, whatever it's called.
Wherever state you're in.
It's not Buc-ee's, but we can do it.
Yeah, you said it's close.
Not close enough.
Yeah. And we also have another event coming up too in April that's going to happen before the halfway to Halloween. We have one last spook show until we do the halfway to Halloween. That's April 5th.
Spook show. What's the spook show?
So a spook show, well, let me fill you in.
Oh, please do.
It is a 50-minute experience.
Ooh.
Where you get immersed in our haunted house. You go through Terror 29's haunted house. I tell ghost stories. There's magic tricks, freak show stunts.
And I think I already know this, but do you do a little ghost hunting with
And
that?
a little bit of ghost hunting.
Oh, yes.
Each show's been a little different. Sometimes nothing's happened. Other times we've had some pretty cool stuff go down.
Yeah, I can actually attest to that.
Yeah, there's been some, gosh, what was it? It was this year, so it would have been in February. One of the February shows, one of the things that happened, kind of got goosebumps and stuff. Yeah, I was like, "Whoa, all right." So, but it's not scary like our haunted house, but it definitely has an eerie vibe.
We call it spooky for a reason,
right?
Because it does give you spooky feelings.
Yeah.
But it makes you question. It makes you enjoy the show. It makes you want more.
Yeah,
and that's what I love about it. And that's exactly what people have said. They want more, and they love the fact that here in Sioux Falls, there's nothing like this in town.
right.
How many times have we heard
Well,
that?
especially like in this area to be
Yeah.
a year-round horror destination. Nobody has a horror store like this around.
No. No.
And then to have these, we'll have another one dropping this year, a little secret that we're working on. So we'll have some other experiences going on.
Ooh,
So
nice.
yeah, we don't want to spill the beans on that too soon.
No, but we're planning.
Yeah, we're planning. We're always planning. We're like, what, a year in advance,
Yep.
year and a half, 2 years. Well, I'm sure, then we've got some big 5-year, 10-year goals too.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
yeah.
No, I'm excited for this year. What's coming up? I think it'll be fun. The fact that the spook show is in place and has been proven and tested, and people have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The
It's so cool because it's also kind of how I describe it's the easiest way, but it really doesn't give it justice, and it's kind of hard to describe what the show is.
We had a hard time describing it until we just started saying
ghost stories, magic tricks, freak shows.
Yep. And then people are like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, because there's really kind of some sophisticated monologues there. You kind of piece it together yourself, where we don't give you all of everything, and you kind of have to piece it and figure it out.
But you know how we went back to writing?
Mm-hmm.
How we're tying in the stories.
Yeah, so it's cool in the spook show. Yeah, we learn about the Whitnocks.
I
know,
huh?
yeah, the Whitlocks family, and then from the haunted house we have the Ravenwood brothers and the Ravenwood estate. They're kind of at wars against each other, and was the kind of spawn of the whole Terror 29 universe falling into place. And it ties into an urban legend. We've definitely stretched the truth with the spook show, but it's based off Brandon's Spook Road, which has just been a legendary road. Every town has one, right?
But what makes ours special? What the mounds? What are those?
The Aminja Mounds.
Yeah.
So
and that's like a legit thing right down the street.
Yep. So right down Split Rock Boulevard, just past Huset's, I guess depending on the direction, but not too far from Huset Speedway is the Aminja Mounds, hundreds of years old. What was it? 1869, the first mound got excavated. My theory or thinking is that's when a lot of the crazy, weird stuff started to go down. There's been all sorts of stories about Spook Road, from satanic cults, witches, animal sacrifices. In the 70s, there was like 30 cows that just showed up dead on Spook Road, and still to this day, they have no idea. You can see that if you Google it, there's an Argus Leader clip.
And the other thing is we're not that far away from Gitchy.
Yeah, so we're kind of in this whole little...
It's I don't want to say black hole, but there's a lot of creepy stuff that people have talked about.
It's like what's our version of the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, Bermuda.
I know, I'm like getting tongue twisted on that too.
English, your second language, we understand.
Yeah, it's so much easier just to be like a blue man and you're silent. But that wouldn't work so well for a podcast.
No, not so much.
Could you imagine interviewing a blue man for a podcast?
Yes or no questions.
Yeah, that's true. And you could only rely on the video version. That's funny. Maybe we'll have a blue man on.
Maybe we have a visually impaired speaker say he is shaking his head yes.
Yeah, it's kind of
You
like
know.
the Key and Peele with Obama.
Yeah. His
Having-
anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
hilarious.
It's
Well, cool. Episode 2.
2.2.2.2.
Yeah, right? We've got a lot going on. March 29th, Meet the Monsters in our horror
Yes.
store. April 5th, we've got a spook show. Only 13 people per show, too, so it's kind of an exclusive thing.
Yes,
so
it
get
is.
your tickets. All of this stuff you can find at terror29.com. And then, of course, our halfway to Halloween, April 25th, 26th. April's going to be pretty epic.
Yes, it is. And then I know we're going to be busy coming up in May that we can talk about later.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to be doing some cons that we can talk
Yep.
about. So actually, the Midwestern goodbye, as we're wrapping up
Yes,
this episode,
because we're good at this. We
is
are
where
very good at this.
we'll also be April 19th. That Saturday, we'll be at QuadCon. So another event going on in April.
And we can talk more about that next time.
Yeah, totally. We won't have our monsters at that. It's Easter weekend. I'm interested to see how it does on its own. But it's a huge con at the Ramkota Exhibit Hall. We'll talk about that in the next episode.
And
I'm
that's
sure.
where I threw state darts this year.
Nice. Heck yeah.
So I know that building quite well.
Well, now you'll know it even better when we get set up and selling some horror products.
Exactly.
So keep an eye out for everything we got going on the month of April. It's going to be pretty spooky.
Yes.
And we will see you guys. I guess I introed the episode. Do you want to outro it?
Oh, I can. Bye. No, okay.
Oh, that would have been good. That would have been so good just to do that.
Thank you for watching, everyone. My name is Krum, or Aaron Krumholtz. Over to my right here is Mr. Zac Tenebo, the meanie with the treaty. We're going to go sign out for now. We'll see you in 2 weeks, or you'll hear us in 2 weeks. We want you to have the best and wonderful days to come. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.